6:06 p.m. local time, a storm chaser on the ground confirms significant flash flooding, with many county roads completely impassable due to as much as 3 feet of water on the roads. We'll continue to monitor the situation in that area. Breaking news from the National Weather Service. A special marine warning is now in effect for coastal waters from Cape Fear, North Carolina, down to South Santee River, South Carolina, out 20 nautical miles. Expect strong thunderstorms with wind gusts up to 40 knots, posing a risk to small craft for the next hour until 10:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Hey there, Wind Whisperer. So glad you're here, fam. The WIS is sitting at 50.51 right now, so we've got some active weather brewing. Mostly severe thunderstorms and flash floods across a few states. Ryan already dropped a video earlier, so he's not planning to go live tonight. But I'm holding down the fort here on the Y'allbot channel. All right, chat, I see Susie, Q, and Joni already keeping the vibes going. And Wind Whisperer, you asked if you missed anything? Well, the WIS is currently at 50.51, so things are definitely active, with some severe storms and flash flooding reports from Colorado to Texas. What kind of wild weather are y'all seeing out your windows right now? All right, moving on to flooding concerns, the Weather Prediction Center has issued a broad, marginal risk for excessive rainfall across several parts of the country tonight. The main area we're watching closely overnight is in Oklahoma, particularly the eastern half of the state. While it's officially a marginal risk, the WPC is highlighting the potential for some very heavy rain. We're talking hourly rates up to 2.5 inches, with localized totals possibly reaching 4 inches. That could certainly lead to some flash flooding. So if you're in that area, stay aware overnight. Out east, from the mid-Atlantic into New England, the organized heavy rain threat is fading, but a marginal risk remains for a few more hours in places like the Chesapeake's eastern shore, southern Long Island, and near Norfolk, Virginia. We also have that marginal risk covering the Gulf Coast and southeast, where storms are fizzling out. And for scattered storms stretching from Arizona and New Mexico all the way up to Montana, where some heavy rain could hang on into the early morning hours. Just in from the National Weather Service, a flash flood warning has been issued for southeastern Luna County and southwestern New Mexico, including the area of Waterloo. Heavy thunderstorms are causing flash flooding there until 9 p.m. MDT tonight, so remember, turn around, don't drown. All right, so the SPC has updated their outlook, and let's break down what's happening for the rest of this evening. We have 2 main areas under a level 2 out of 5, a slight risk. The first is over the mid-Atlantic. This threat is primarily for damaging winds, and it's happening right now through the early evening. We're talking about cities like Washington, D.C., Baltimore, and Philadelphia. The storms there are very wet and heavy, leading to strong downdrafts and wind gusts of 50 to 65 miles per hour. This activity should be moving offshore over the next couple of hours. The second slight risk area is across the high plains, from the Colorado Front Range up into eastern Wyoming. This is another active zone right now. Storms that formed over the mountains brought a hail threat, but as they move onto the plains and organize, especially near the Wyoming, Colorado, and Nebraska border, they are transitioning to more of a damaging wind threat. Denver and Aurora are in this risk zone. There's also a level 1 marginal risk surrounding these areas, which includes places like New York City and Colorado Springs. We're also watching for some isolated, but potentially strong wind gusts in parts of Idaho, western Montana, and down into Arkansas and Louisiana. So the main story for the next few hours is damaging winds in the mid-Atlantic and the high plains. All right, let's get an update on Tropical Storm Iona, which is churning out in the open waters of the Central Pacific. As of the latest advisory, Iona was located near 13.2 degrees north, 170.7 degrees west, Maximum sustained winds are around 50 miles per hour. The storm is moving pretty quickly to the west-northwest at 22 miles per hour. The forecast calls for Iona to gradually weaken over the next couple of days as it continues to battle some wind shear. The good news is, Iona is no threat to any land and is expected to remain a fish storm over its entire life cycle. Here's an update on the Dragon Bravo fire at the Grand Canyon's North Rim. The fire has now grown to over 105,000 acres and is 9% contained. The most critical information for y'all is the mandatory evacuation order in effect for the entire North Rim area. If you are there, please evacuate immediately. Conditions are extremely dangerous. A red flag warning is active, with wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour and critically low humidity. Officials report fuels are drier than kiln-dried lumber, which is fueling this rapid growth. Heavy smoke is impacting the region and is visible from the South Rim. You can check local air quality at outlooks.wildlandfiresmoke.net. Crews are working hard to protect structures and cultural sites. Please stay safe and clear of the area. All right, so we're still tracking that severe thunderstorm warning that continues for northwestern Collin and south-central Grayson counties here in Texas. This warning is in effect until 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Right now, at 8:39 p.m., we have a severe thunderstorm located near Gunter, which is about 15 miles north of McKinney, and this storm is nearly stationary. The main hazard with this storm is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and that means you can expect damage to roofs, siding, and trees. This warning affects approximately 83,000 people, and those in areas like Weston, Elmont, Farmington, and Altoga need to pay close attention. For your protection, stay inside a sturdy structure and keep away from windows. Also, remember that heavy rainfall is happening with this storm, so do not drive your vehicle through flooded roadways. This warning is set to expire in about another 21 minutes, so stay safe out there, y'all. All right, chat, quick scanner check-in. My AI ears are burning with everything going on out there. We've got a potent storm system just tearing through the mid-Atlantic right now, primarily impacting Maryland, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Frederick County, Maryland is getting absolutely blasted by high winds. My analysis is flagging dozens of reports of trees and wires down everywhere over the last 30 minutes. I'm seeing calls for road blockages on College School Road, Hickson Road, one report of a branch snapping a high-tension line. County highway crews are scrambling, and the flooding is no joke. Baltimore has activated its EOC, their Emergency Operations Center, to handle flood response, with calls coming from West Gold Spring Lane. Over in Monmouth County, New Jersey, fire police are being dispatched to major flooding at 36th and Main in Belford. This isn't just a little bit of water, folks. Bottom line, this is a widespread, high-impact event moving west to east. If you are anywhere in the mid-Atlantic under these flash flood warnings, please stay off the roads. It's a mess out there for first responders. Whoa, Karen, my thunder buddy. That sounds absolutely wild up there in Helena. Looks like you've got some nasty storms rolling through, with that $50 size hail and strong winds. Stay safe, fam. Just to update you on a report we received within the last hour out of Grayson County, Texas. This is for an area about 3 miles south of Gunter. At approximately 8:05 p.m. local time, we received an unconfirmed report of significant thunderstorm wind damage. The report indicates an RV park on Fox Lane was hit with multiple RVs blown over. Grayson County Emergency Management is on the scene investigating now. This is a dangerous, developing situation. We'll continue to monitor it closely. All right, chat. Sounds like Karen G in Helena, Montana is getting hammered by a severe thunderstorm warning, with $50 hail possible. That definitely tracks with our current weather intensity score, sitting at 51.01, showing active weather across the U.S. right now. Stay safe out there, folks. All right, y'all, time for a situation update. Let's see what's happening out there. Right now, our weather intensity score, or WIS, is sitting at about 51. That puts us in the notable weather, getting active category. So, things are definitely rumbling, but we're not looking at a major event. We currently have 0 tornado warnings, which is great news, but there are 5 active severe thunderstorm warnings. We also have 3 live storm chasers streaming, which tells us there are some powerful storms worth watching. Now, will Ryan go live? Our live stream threshold today is a WIS of 180.25. Since we're at about 51, we are a long way from triggering a live stream. And speaking of content, Ryan has already posted a new forecast video on the main Ryan Hall Y'all channel. If you haven't seen it, be sure to go check it out. Looking ahead at the next 30 minutes, the WIS is going to be a bit of a roller coaster. First, we expect a small dip in about 6 minutes as a severe warning in Virginia expires. We should see a little rebound after that, as we're anticipating new warnings up in Wyoming. But the biggest change will be a sharp drop around the 20-minute mark, when 2 key warnings in Texas and Colorado are set to expire at 0200 Zulu. The loss of that Colorado warning will especially hit the score, since a lot of our camera coverage is focused there. After that drop, we do forecast a gradual recovery as new warnings will likely pop up for storms firing along the high plains. All right, checking back in on that mesoscale discussion 0837 we were watching. This is for everyone in western New Mexico and southern Colorado. And look, those thunderstorms are still out there, crawling along and just dumping rain. We're still seeing rates over 1 inch per hour, which means that flash flood threat is very much on the table for the next few hours. So if you're near a dry wash or a low-lying area, don't even think about it. Stay aware out there. All right, y'all. Let's get an update on the ongoing severe thunderstorm warning for parts of North Texas. This warning is still in effect for northwestern Collin County and south central Grayson County, and it's set to expire pretty soon, at 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Right now, at 8:42 p.m., radar indicated a severe thunderstorm near Van Alstyne, about 11 miles south of Sherman. It's moving northeast, but real slow, only about 5 miles per hour. The big concern with this storm is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, which could cause damage to roofs, siding, and trees. This warning affects around 43,783 people in the area. If you're in places like Anna, Selena, Melissa, Van Alstyne, Howe, Gunter, or Weston, you need to stay inside a sturdy structure and keep away from windows until this passes. And remember, with all this heavy rain, don't even think about driving through flooded roadways. You've only got about 15 more minutes on this warning, so stay safe out there. Just in from the National Weather Service, a flash flood warning has been issued for southeastern Virginia, including the cities of Chesapeake, Norfolk, Portsmouth, Suffolk, and Virginia Beach, plus south-central Isle of Wight County. Heavy rain from thunderstorms is causing flash flooding of streets and low-lying areas, and this warning is in effect for the next 3 hours and 15 minutes, until 1 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. All right, let's see what's happening with mesoscale discussion 1859 that we were watching. This is for all y'all in central and northern Wyoming, stretching up into far southeastern Montana. The Storm Prediction Center is still holding at a 20% chance for a watch, so it's pretty unlikely one will be issued. However, those storms are definitely firing up and starting to get their act together. We're watching for a few feisty clusters capable of dropping some isolated large hail and packing some serious wind gusts, maybe up to 70 miles per hour. Stay aware out there. All right, let's check back in on MPD 0838 for y'all in the Pacific Northwest. Listen up. Those thunderstorms over parts of Washington, Idaho, and Montana are still just sitting there, dumping rain at up to 2 inches per hour in some spots. The main concern is still flash flooding, especially over those sensitive burn scars. These storms aren't in a hurry to go anywhere and look to be sticking around for a few more hours. So, stay aware and don't get caught slipping. Okay, checking a camera on US 17 in Carrollton. Visibility is extremely poor. I'm not sure if those purple blobs are taillights or a UFO, but a flash flood warning is active nearby, so please careful on the roads. Just to update you on a report we received a short time ago, this is out of Grayson County, Texas, specifically about 3 miles south of Gunter. Around 8:05 p.m. local time, we received an unconfirmed report of significant thunderstorm wind damage at an RV park on Fox Lane. The report indicates multiple RVs have been blown over. Grayson County Emergency Management is currently on scene investigating. This is a potentially dangerous situation, and we will continue to monitor it closely. Just in from the National Weather Service in Tucson, Arizona, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for southeastern Graham County in southeastern Arizona until 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is for the next 40 minutes or so. This storm, located 13 miles south of Roper Lake State Park, is moving southeast at 10 miles per hour and brings hazards of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Expect hail damage to vehicles and wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees in mainly rural areas, including parts of Route 191 and Route 266. Seek shelter inside a well-built structure and stay away from windows. All right, y'all, let's break down the daily Outlook scores and see what the week is looking like for content. First, a quick reminder on how the DOS scale works. 0 to 30 is quiet, 30 to 60 means some activity, 60 to 90 is worth watching, and anything over 90 is when things get significant. Looking at the forecast, well, don't get too excited now. It looks like Mother Nature is taking a bit of a vacation. Our most active day is Friday with a DOS score of just 26.37. The little bit of activity we're seeing this week is mostly from the National Hurricane Center keeping an eye on the tropics, but nothing is organized right now. With all scores below 30, it's not likely we'll see a dedicated video on the main channel, and a live stream is pretty much out of the question unless something pops up unexpectedly. So, enjoy the quiet week. We'll be here watching, just in case. Stay tuned. Okay, checking a camera in Chesapeake on I-64. The roads are looking very wet from recent rain, and there is a flash flood warning nearby for potential flooding on highways and streets. Just in from the National Weather Service, a flash flood warning has been issued for east central Fremont County in central Colorado, including Florence, Cannon City, Penrose, and Royal Gorge. This warning is in effect for the next 3 hours and 9 minutes. Breaking news. We have a flash flood report just in from Isle of Wight County, Virginia. This came from the 911 call center just 3 minutes ago. Flooding is currently reported on North Church Street in Smithfield. If you are in the area, do not drive through flooded roadways. We'll bring you more details as they come in. Okay, so that flash flood warning continues for folks down in southeastern Virginia, covering the cities of Chesapeake, Norfolk, Portsmouth, Suffolk, and Virginia Beach, along with south-central Isle of Wight County. This warning is in effect until 1 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, giving us about 3 hours and 10 minutes left on it. Doppler radar shows heavy rain has already brought half an inch to 1 inch of rain, and another 1 to 2 inches are possible. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly, impacting small creeks, urban areas, and highways. This affects approximately 1.1 million people in areas like downtown Norfolk, Virginia Beach, and around campuses such as Old Dominion University. Always remember, turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roads. All right, let's get an update on Tropical Storm Gil. As of the latest advisory, Gil is located out in the eastern Pacific with maximum sustained winds of about 50 miles per hour. It's currently moving west-northwest at 13 miles per hour. The forecast calls for Gil to continue strengthening, and it is expected to become a Category 1 hurricane by Friday afternoon or evening. After peaking this weekend, it will encounter cooler waters and begin to weaken. The good news is that Gil is forecast to remain over the open ocean and poses no threat to land. All right, y'all, here's a critical update on the Monroe Canyon fire. First, a major road closure is in effect. Highway 24 is now closed from Junction 62 North to Junction 19 due to fire activity near the Kusharm Reservoir. Please stay out of the area. This fire is extremely active. It has grown to over 48,000 acres, and containment has unfortunately dropped to just 7%. Red flag conditions with very strong winds and low humidity are fueling this growth and are expected to continue through Saturday. Mandatory evacuation orders remain in effect for numerous areas, including Burrville, Monroe Canyon, Magleby, Monroe Meadows, and properties on Monroe and Cove Mountains. Officials are expecting more evacuations, so if you are in an affected area, please heed all warnings and leave immediately. Crews are working tirelessly in very dangerous conditions. Please stay safe and monitor official sources for the latest information. Just in from the National Weather Service, a flash flood warning has been issued for south central Graham County in southeastern Arizona, including areas like Safford, Roper Lake State Park, and Swift Trail Junction. Life-threatening flash flooding is possible until 9:45 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Breaking news out of Horry County, South Carolina. We are just now getting a report of a confirmed 74-mile-per-hour thunderstorm wind gust measured near Myrtle Beach. This occurred at 9:18 p.m. That is a hurricane-force wind gust capable of causing significant damage. We will bring you more details as they come in. All right, so here's your y'all cast for Helena, Montana. Did y'all know the city's main street is famously named Last Chance Gulch because it was the last hope for a group of gold prospectors back in 1864 before they struck it rich? Speaking of last chances, it looks like you're seeing the tail end of some storms. Right now, it's about 84 degrees under what are currently clear skies, but we're seeing some distant lightning off to the south and southwest. The good news is there are no active weather alerts for the area. For the rest of tonight, those showers and thunderstorms should wrap up by midnight, leaving things mostly cloudy with a low around a comfortable 59 degrees. Now, for your Friday, you'll get a nice, mostly sunny start to the day, but don't put that umbrella away just yet. Afternoon, showers and thunderstorms are likely to fire back up. The high will be a warm 84 degrees. Heading into your Saturday, it's a similar story, folks. We'll see partly sunny skies, but once again, the afternoon brings a chance for more showers and thunderstorms. It'll be a little cooler with a high of 81, and the wind could get a little gusty, maybe up to 20 miles per hour. But if you can make it through that, your reward is a spectacular Sunday. The storm chances dry up, the clouds clear out, and you're looking at a fully sunny day with a high back up around 84. A perfect day to get outside and enjoy the end of the weekend. That's the latest for Helena. Remember, if you want a y'all cast for your town, just drop it in the super chat. All right, y'all, let's get an update on that severe thunderstorm warning. This warning is still in effect for folks in southeastern Lewis and Clark, northern Broadwater, and northwestern Meager counties in Montana. The National Weather Service says this storm, packing quarter-size hail, was last spotted just a few minutes ago, around 7:51 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, about 10 miles northeast of East Helena, or 14 miles east of Helena. It's moving north at about 10 miles per hour. That quarter-size hail means damage to vehicles is expected, so if you're out and about, try to find some cover. This warning is set to expire at 8:15 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, so we're talking about 19 more minutes for this particular warning. For your protection, you need to move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. And listen up, especially if you're near the Horse Gulch burn scar. Torrential rainfall is happening with this storm, and that can lead to flash flooding really fast. Do not drive through flooded roadways and be ready to seek higher ground. This warning affects approximately 3,526 people in those areas, including York and Black Sandy State Park. Okay, checking our camera in Benson, Arizona. This location is near a flash flood warning for life-threatening flash flooding. Just to update you on a report we received just under an hour ago. At approximately 8:05 p.m. local time in Grayson County, Texas, we received a report of significant thunderstorm wind damage 3 miles south of Gunter. Emergency management reports an RV park on Fox Lane was hit, with multiple RVs blown over. Crews from the Grayson County EMA are on site investigating now. We'll continue monitoring this serious situation and bring you updates as they are confirmed. All right, moving on to flooding concerns for Friday, we've got the latest from the Weather Prediction Center. And there are a couple of significant areas to watch. First, a slight risk of excessive rainfall is in place for portions of the Carolinas. A potent cold front is going to squeeze out a ton of moisture, leading to thunderstorms with rainfall rates over 2 inches per hour. The coastal Carolinas and the complex terrain of the Western Carolina mountains are the primary areas of concern for scattered flash flooding, with some models showing a high probability of over 3 inches of rain in 6 hours. There is another, very concerning slight risk over North and Northeast Texas, right over the Dallas-Fort Worth metro area. A developing system Friday night could bring extremely heavy rain, with some guidance suggesting a potential for over 5 inches in just 6 hours. That's a serious threat for a major urban center. Finally, a marginal risk extends from the northern Rockies into the Dakotas, where very high moisture could fuel storms producing 1.5 to 2 inches of rain per hour, leading to localized flooding. Hey y'all, just in from the National Weather Service. A special weather statement has been issued for north central Box Butte and south central Dawes counties in Nebraska, including Box Butte Campground, Box Butte Reservoir, and Box Butte Dam. This strong thunderstorm brings wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and nickel-size hail, moving northwest at 10 miles per hour, and it's expected to last for the next 45 minutes. All right, y'all, here's a critical update on the Rock Creek fire burning southwest of Jordan Valley. The fire has exploded in size to over 31,000 acres and is currently at 0% containment. Most importantly, an immediate evacuation order is in effect for the Danner Road and Danner Loop area. If you are in this area, officials are urging you to leave now. A shelter for evacuees has been set up at Lyons Hall in Jordan Valley. For those with livestock, you can take them to the Jordan Valley Rodeo Grounds. To make arrangements for the shelter or for livestock, please call Malheur County Dispatch at 541-473-5125. We'll continue to monitor this dangerous situation. Please stay safe and heed all official orders. All right, chat, let's do a scanner check-in, because my circuits are absolutely buzzing with activity from the mid-Atlantic. Over the last half hour, we've seen a major ramp-up. Frederick County, Maryland is the hotspot for wind damage right now. I'm seeing a constant stream of reports for trees and wires down, blocking roads like College School Road and Pixon Road. It's a widespread mess, and crews are working flat out. Meanwhile, the water is rising fast. Baltimore City has officially activated its Emergency Operations Center to manage the response to flooding. And over in Monmouth County, New Jersey, we're hearing dispatches for fire police to handle flooded streets in Belford. This isn't just a few isolated incidents, chat. This is a large, potent storm system moving west to east, and it's starting to cripple infrastructure. The takeaway here is simple. The flash flood warnings across Maryland, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey are extremely serious. First responders are getting slammed. Please, stay off the roads and stay safe. Looking at our camera in Colorado Springs, you can see the highways completely soaked, with a flash flood warning nearby. Be on the lookout for water pooling on the roadway. Just in from the National Weather Service. A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for south-central El Paso County in east-central Colorado, including the town of Hanover, until 8:30 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Radar indicates a severe thunderstorm near Hanover, packing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail, with expected impacts, including hail damage to vehicles and wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. If you're in the affected area, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building for your protection. All right, y'all, time for a situation update. Right now, our weather intensity score is at 57.9. That puts us in the notable weather category, meaning things are getting active out there. We currently have 0 tornado warnings, but we are tracking 3 severe thunderstorm warnings. We also have 2 live storm chasers on the ground, confirming there are storms worth watching. Now, for the live stream question. The threshold to go live today is a score of 180.25. Since we're well below that, a live stream from Ryan is not expected at this time. But here's some great news. Ryan has already posted a new video on the main Ryan Hall Y'all YouTube channel today, so be sure to go watch that if you haven't. Looking ahead at the next 30 minutes, we expect the weather intensity score to trend downwards. This is mainly because a couple of those severe thunderstorm warnings are set to expire. We're forecasting a big drop in about 11 minutes as 2 warnings end, and another large drop around the 26-minute mark when our highest scoring warning expires. While there's a small chance for a brief uptick, the overall trend is for conditions to become less intense. We'll keep you posted. Just to update you on a report we received about an hour ago, around 9 p.m. local time in Suffolk County, New York, we got a public report of flash flooding near the Shirley Airport. Specifically, Moriches Middle Island Road was reported to be flooded in several spots, with water stretching completely across the road. We will continue monitoring the impacts from this evening's storms. All right, so the SPC has updated their outlook for tonight, and we're still watching a couple of key areas. The main focus remains a slight risk for severe storms over the central high plains and into northeast Wyoming. This includes cities like Gillette and Sheridan in Wyoming, Scottsbluff, Nebraska, and also Sterling and Fort Morgan in Colorado. Storms are already ongoing in this region, and they'll carry a threat for hail and strong, potentially severe wind gusts as we go through the evening. The good news is, the SPC expects them to gradually weaken later tonight as the atmosphere becomes more stable. We also have a couple of marginal risk areas to watch. One is out east in southeast Virginia, including Virginia Beach and Norfolk, where a few storms could produce some localized wind damage before moving offshore. The other marginal risk covers a large population area on the Colorado Front Range, including Denver, Colorado Springs, and Aurora, for some hail and gusty winds from those high plains storms. So for the next few hours, the primary story is a hail and wind threat in those specific zones. Just in from the National Weather Service, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for eastern Sheridan County in north-central Wyoming. This storm, currently located 33 miles east of Sheridan and moving northeast at 25 miles per hour, is capable of producing ping-pong ball-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. People and animals outdoors will be injured, and damage to roofs, siding, windows, vehicles, and trees is expected in areas including Clearmont, Leiter, and Arvada. This warning remains in effect for the next 39 minutes. Just in from the National Weather Service, a flash flood warning has been issued for north-central Luna County in southwestern New Mexico, including the Hidden Valley RV Park, for the next almost 2 hours. All right, camera in Canyon City on US Highway 50. Heavy rain is coming down, causing low visibility and pooling water on the roads, with that flash flood warning nearby. Hey, Jessica. Oof, I hear ya. We had a report of some wind damage near Gunter in North Texas about an hour ago, so sounds like it was quite the show. Stay safe out there, weather fam. Breaking news just into our newsroom. We have a flood report out of Collin County, Texas. This was confirmed by an emergency manager just 15 minutes ago near the city of Anna. We're getting reports of significant street flooding at two locations, Rosamond Parkway and West Crossing Boulevard, as well as West White Street and Taylor Boulevard. If you are in the Anna area, please avoid these roads. We'll bring you more details as they come in. Just to update you on a report we received earlier this evening out of El Paso County, Colorado. Around 6:35 p.m. local time, a trained spotter confirmed flash flooding just south of Colorado Springs. They reported significant water on the roadway, anywhere from 6 inches to a foot deep, at the intersection of Highway 115 and Star Ranch Road. A very dangerous situation for drivers in that area. We'll continue to monitor conditions closely. Stay safe out there. All right, chat, I see Jessica Snow reporting some loud and bright action down in North Texas. Sounds like things are definitely getting active out there for some of y'all. What kind of wild weather are you folks seeing from your neck of the woods tonight? Okay, let's check in on the Rock Creek fire, burning near Jordan Valley. This is a very serious situation, y'all. The fire has exploded in size to over 31,000 acres with 0% containment. Because of this rapid growth, the Malheur County Sheriff's Office has issued an immediate evacuation order for the Danner Road and Danner Loop area. This is not a warning. If you are in this area, you need to leave now. For evacuees, a shelter is open at Lyons Hall in Jordan Valley. If you need to move livestock, they can be taken to the Jordan Valley Rodeo Grounds. To make arrangements or for assistance, please call Malheur County Dispatch at 541-473-5125. Stay safe. Just in from the National Weather Service, a flash flood warning has been issued for Los Alamos County and northwestern Santa Fe County in New Mexico. Thunderstorms are causing dangerous flash flooding in these areas, and the warning is in effect for the next 3 hours and 4 minutes. If you encounter flooded roads, remember to turn around, don't drown. Just in from the National Weather Service, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for eastern Garfield County in northeastern Montana. This storm, currently located about 15 miles east of Hell Creek Rec area, is packing quarter-size hail that could damage vehicles, impacting areas like Van Norman. Heavy rain could also cause flash flooding. This warning is in effect for the next 1 hour and 3 minutes, so if you're in the path, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building and stay clear of Fort Peck Lake due to lightning. Just to update you on a report we received a little while ago from Taos County, New Mexico. At 7:41 p.m. local time, law enforcement reported a significant debris flow just west of the Red River ski area. A mudslide is covering State Highway 38 at mile marker 9, and both lanes are completely closed with no ETA for reopening. We'll continue to monitor the situation. All right, Cameron Canyon City on US 50, and it is pouring rain. Roads are soaked with water starting to pool, which is right in line with that nearby flash flood warning. Just in from the National Weather Service, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for west central Mora County in northeastern New Mexico. This warning is in effect for the next 31 minutes until 8:45 p.m. MDT. A severe thunderstorm, currently located over Holman, about 7 miles northwest of Mora, is packing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. If you are in affected areas including Mora, Holman, Cleveland, La Cueva, Chacon, or other communities in west central Mora County, New Mexico, expect hail damage to vehicles and wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Please seek shelter inside a well-built structure and stay away from windows immediately. Just in from the National Weather Service, a special weather statement has been issued for southwestern Oklahoma, northwestern Cleveland, southeastern Canadian, and northwestern McLean counties in Oklahoma. Expect wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and pea-size hail for the next 30 minutes. Just in from the National Weather Service, a flash flood warning has been issued for the Hermit's Peak Calf Canyon burn scar in western Mora County, northeastern New Mexico. This is a life-threatening situation with heavy rain causing severe flash flooding and dangerous debris flows, in effect for the next 3 hours. Areas like Mora, Cleveland, and Holman are specifically impacted, so if you're there, seek higher ground immediately. Just in from the National Weather Service, a special weather statement has been issued for northwestern Siskiyou County in California and southwestern Jackson County in Oregon, warning of winds in excess of 40 miles per hour and nickel-size hail. This statement is in effect for the next 30 minutes. Okay, checking back in on that flash flood warning for south central Graham County in southeastern Arizona. Radar indicates heavy rain has already caused life-threatening flash flooding in areas like Safford, Roper Lake State Park, and along highways 191, 70, and 266. This warning affects around 3,400 people and remains in effect until 9:45 p.m. MST. So remember, turn around, don't drown. Just in from the National Weather Service, a special weather statement is now in effect for southeastern Charles City, northeastern Prince George, northeastern Sussex, and Surrey counties in Virginia. Expect wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour and heavy rain from a strong thunderstorm moving through for the next 43 minutes. So if you're outdoors, consider seeking shelter. Here's a critical update on the Dragon Bravo fire at the north rim of the Grand Canyon. It has now burned over 105,000 acres and remains only 9% contained. Conditions are extremely dangerous. A red flag warning is in effect for the fire area, with wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour and critically low humidity fueling the flames. A mandatory evacuation order is in effect for the entire North Rim area. If you are in this area, you must leave immediately. Please follow all instructions from emergency personnel. Heavy smoke is impacting the region, including the South Rim. You can monitor local air quality at outlooks.wildlandfiresmoke.net. For the latest official updates, search for the 2025 Dragon Bravo Fire information page on Facebook. All right, so here's your YALLcast for Fullerton, California. Did you know that Fullerton is considered the birthplace of the electric guitar? All thanks to Leo Fender and his game-changing workshop right there in town. Looking outside right now, on this Thursday night, It's feeling pretty mild out there, sitting around 70 degrees. Good news is, there are no active weather alerts for y'all in the area. It's a calm evening, but that humidity is hanging around, and it's setting the stage for what's to come. As we head through the rest of the night, temperatures will dip to a comfortable low of about 64. The big story is that classic Southern California marine layer. We're expecting some patchy fog to start rolling in after 2 a.m. That fog will stick around for your Friday morning commute, but don't you worry. It's gonna burn off by late morning, around 11 a.m., leaving y'all with a mostly sunny and beautiful Friday afternoon. Highs are gonna climb up to a very pleasant 83 degrees. Looking ahead to your Saturday, it's pretty much a repeat performance, which is great news for any weekend plans. We'll start with that patchy morning fog again, clearing out by 11 a.m. Then it's back to mostly sunny skies. It'll be just a touch warmer, with the high tickling 85 degrees. And to round out your weekend, Sunday keeps that same beautiful pattern going. You guessed it, patchy fog in the morning, then mostly sunny skies. The temperature will nudge up just a bit more, reaching a high near 86. A fantastic end to the weekend, for sure. So to sum it up for Fullerton, a classic late summer pattern of morning fog giving way to warm, sunny afternoons all weekend long. That's your Y'allcast. And remember, if you want a forecast for your town, just drop it in the super chat. All right, folks, let's get an update on the ongoing severe thunderstorm warning for west central Mora County in northeastern New Mexico. This warning continues until 8:45 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, so that's for about another 27 minutes from right now. We're tracking a severe thunderstorm located over Holman, about 7 miles northwest of Mora, and it's slowly moving east at 5 miles per hour. This storm is packing a punch with 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. You can expect hail damage to vehicles and wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. This affects areas including Mora, Holman, Cleveland, and La Cueva, as well as several state roads. Approximately 2,562 people are in the path of this storm. If you're in the affected area, please seek shelter inside a well-built structure and stay away from windows. Remember, there's also torrential rainfall, so do not drive through any flooded roadways. All right, checking back in on that mesoscale precipitation discussion, number 0838 that we were watching earlier. For folks in the Pacific Northwest, that's you, northeastern Washington, northern Idaho, and western Montana, those thunderstorms are still looking pretty feisty. They're barely moving and are dropping rain at up to 2 inches per hour in some spots. With all that moisture and plenty of old burn scars around, the threat for flash flooding is definitely not going anywhere. These storms are expected to hang around for several more hours, so don't let your guard down. Stay safe out there. All right, let's see what's happening with mesoscale discussion 1859 that we were watching earlier. Just a reminder, this is for folks in central and northern Wyoming and up into that little corner of southeastern Montana. As expected, the Storm Prediction Center is sticking with that 20% chance of a watch, so it's still unlikely, for now. We're seeing those storms fire up and get a bit more organized, just as predicted. The main threats are still some gnarly wind gusts and isolated large hail with the stronger cells. Stay alert out there. These storms are just getting started. I'll keep an eye on it. All right, let's check back in on MPD 0837 we were watching. That's the one covering western New Mexico and southern Colorado. And what do you know? Those thunderstorms are still just crawling along, merging into slow-moving clusters. They're still dropping rain at over 1 inch per hour in spots, which means the flash flood threat is absolutely still in play, especially for those dry washes and valleys. This mess isn't going anywhere for the next several hours, so keep your wits about you. Okay, checking a camera in Chesapeake on I-64. The road surface is wet and reflecting the lights, and there is a flash flood warning nearby, so watch for potential flooding on local roadways. Just in from the National Weather Service, a special weather statement has been issued for northeastern Trinity County, California, including portions of Highway 3 between Carville and the Trinity-Siskiyou County border. This statement, active for the next 22 minutes, warns of a strong thunderstorm bringing pea-size hail, potentially causing minor damage to outdoor objects. Breaking news. We have a report of flooding coming out of Nu'uli in Eastern County, American Samoa. This report came in just over 10 minutes ago from a National Weather Service employee who observed significant ponding on the roadway. If you are in that area, be aware of hazardous driving conditions. We'll bring you more details as they come in. All right, so we're still tracking that flash flood warning for the Hermit's Peak Calf Canyon burn scar in western Mora County, northeastern New Mexico. Heavy rain over the burn scar is causing life-threatening flash flooding and dangerous debris flows, impacting areas like Mora, Cleveland, and Holman. This warning remains in effect until 11:15 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, which is about another 2 hours and 50 minutes from now. This warning affects approximately 3,075 people. Please remember, this is a very serious situation. If you encounter floodwaters, climb to safety and be extra cautious tonight, as it's harder to see the danger in the dark. All right, y'all, time for a situation update and a look at what's happening across the country. Right now, our weather intensity score, or WIS, is sitting at 51.3. On our scale, that puts us in the notable weather getting active category. So things are definitely rumbling out there, but we're not seeing a major widespread event just yet. We currently have 0 tornado warnings active, which is great news, but there are 5 severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. We also have 2 live storm chasers out in the field, giving us a first-hand look at some of that stronger activity. Now, for a live stream to happen on this channel today, the WIS would need to climb all the way up to our threshold of 180.25. Given the low daily outlook score of 23.7, a live stream is not expected. But the big news is that Ryan has already posted today's video on the main Ryan Hall Y'all YouTube channel. So if you hadn't seen it yet, be sure to head over there and check out the full forecast. Looking ahead at the next 30 minutes, we actually expect that WIS score to go down. The main reason is that several of those severe thunderstorm warnings are set to expire. We're forecasting a sharp drop in about 3 minutes, followed by a more significant drop in about 18 minutes, as a couple of key warnings end. This will be helped along by a slow decline in our camera score as older flood and marine warnings lose their punch. The bottom line is, the atmosphere is starting to stabilize, and we don't expect enough new storm development to offset this downward trend. All right, so that severe thunderstorm warning continues for eastern Sheridan County in Wyoming. The National Weather Service in Billings, Montana, is still tracking this storm. As of 8:21 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located about 36 miles east of Sheridan, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. This storm is packing a punch with ping-pong ball-size hail. That's 1.50 inches, y'all, and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. If you're outdoors, there's a risk of injury, and we're expecting damage to roofs, siding, windows, vehicles, and trees. This warning specifically impacts areas including Clearmont, Leiter, and Arvada, affecting approximately 324 people. This warning remains in effect for another 21 minutes, until 8:45 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. Remember, the safest place to be is inside a well-built structure, away from windows. This storm is capable of causing significant damage. Also, be aware that torrential rainfall is happening with this storm, and that could lead to flash flooding. Please, do not drive your vehicle through flooded roadways. Turn around, don't drown. All right, chat, scanner check-in, and it is absolutely popping off. I've just crunched over 200 emergency transmissions from the last half hour, and a major severe weather event is hammering the mid-Atlantic. Frederick County, Maryland is getting shredded by wind right now. We're talking widespread reports of trees and power lines down, blocking roads like College School Road and Point of Rocks Road. It's so messy, the county highway crews are being dispatched all over the place. At the same time, we've got serious flooding. Baltimore has activated its full emergency operations center to deal with it, and we're hearing calls for flooding on West Gold Spring Lane. Up in Monmouth County, New Jersey, they're sending fire police to handle flooding in Belford, right at 36th and Main Street. This is a multi-state mess, chat, and there's this one weird thing. My systems are flagging a ton of official flash flood reports near Ruidoso, New Mexico, but the emergency scanners are dead silent. That's not good. Could mean a serious situation with comms down. We're keeping a close eye on it. Bottom line, if you're in Maryland, Pennsylvania, or New Jersey, those flash flood warnings are legit. Stay put and stay safe. All right, so that's severe thunderstorm watch number 563 continues for portions of northern Colorado, the western Nebraska Panhandle, and southeast Wyoming. Specifically, this includes Larimer, Morgan, and Weld counties in Colorado. This watch is still in effect until 9 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, which means we've got about another 30 minutes on the clock for this one. Primary threats include scattered damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour, and isolated large hail events up to 1.5 inches in diameter. Remember, a watch means conditions are favorable for severe thunderstorms in and around the watch area, so keep an eye on the sky, y'all. This affects approximately 716,000 people. All right, checking our camera in Fountain, Colorado, which looks like it's having a rough night itself. The lens is covered in rain from that nearby severe thunderstorm warning, and roads look very wet with poor visibility. Just in from the National Weather Service, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for southeastern Adams County in northeastern Colorado, in effect for the next 30 minutes. This storm is packing dangerous ping-pong ball-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and is currently stationary 7 miles southeast of Weider. If you're in the affected rural areas, expect potential injury to people and animals outdoors, along with damage to roofs, siding, windows, vehicles, and trees. Seek shelter immediately inside a well-built structure and stay away from windows. Okay, checking a camera on I-64 in Chesapeake. The roads are soaked and visibility is very poor with that nearby flash flood warning in effect. Looks like the camera itself could use some tiny windshield wipers. Breaking news from the National Weather Service. A flood advisory is now in effect for Grayson County, Texas, including Sherman, Whitesboro, and Van Alstyne, for the next 1 hour and 29 minutes, bringing minor flooding to low-lying areas. Just to update you on a report we received within the last hour, at approximately 7:41 p.m. local time, law enforcement confirmed a significant debris flow near the Red River ski area in Taos County, New Mexico. This mudslide has completely closed State Highway 38 at mile marker 9. Both lanes are impassable, and there is currently no estimated time for when the highway will reopen. We'll continue to monitor this situation. All right, folks. Just in from the National Weather Service, we've got a special weather statement for north-central Shasta County, California, including Sims, Volmers, Pollard Flat, and Fisher. This means you could see wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and penny-size hail through 8 p.m. PDT, so secure anything loose outside. Here's an update on the Rock Creek fire burning near Jordan Valley. This is a serious situation. The fire has grown aggressively to over 31,000 acres and remains at 0% containment. A mandatory immediate evacuation order is in effect for the Danner Road and Danner Loop area, as directed by the Malheur County Sheriff's Office. For evacuees, a shelter has been set up at Lyons Hall in Jordan Valley. If you need to move livestock, they can be taken to the Jordan Valley Rodeo Grounds. To make arrangements for either shelter, please call Malheur County Dispatch at 541-473-5125. Please stay alert and follow all instructions from emergency personnel. All right, let's talk about the Daily Outlook scores and see what Ryan might be covering this week. First, a quick reminder on how the DOS scale works. 0 to 30 is quiet. 30 to 60 means some activity. 60 to 90 is worth watching. And 90 plus is when you'll definitely see us here. Looking at the week ahead, well, it seems Mother Nature is taking a bit of a vacation, y'all. All our scores are below 30, meaning we're in for a pretty quiet stretch. Our most active days look to be Friday with a DOS of 26 and Saturday with a 24. These scores are almost entirely driven by the NHC component, meaning we're keeping a very distant eye on some low-end tropical potential. But there's nothing that warrants major concern right now. Because the scores are so low, a dedicated video on the main channel is not likely, and the chance of a live stream is also very low. Looks like a good week to enjoy the calm weather. Of course, if anything changes, you know I'll be the first to update you. Stay safe out there. All right, y'all, let's get an update on the ongoing severe thunderstorm warning. This one is still in effect for southeastern Adams County in northeastern Colorado, mainly impacting those rural areas out there. This warning affects approximately 14 people. The storm is still sitting stationary about 7 miles southeast of Leader, or 30 miles south of Fort Morgan. It's packing a punch with radar indicating ping-pong ball-size hail and wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. That means injuries are possible if you're outside, and we're expecting damage to roofs, siding, windows, vehicles, and trees. This warning is set to expire at 9 p.m. MDT, so you've got about 25 minutes left on this one. If you're in the path, listen up. Seek shelter inside a well-built structure. Stay away from windows. And remember, heavy rain is with this, so do not drive through any flooded roadways. Stay safe out there, folks. Okay, checking a camera in Fremont County on US 50. The roads are looking very wet and reflective under the lights with that flash flood warning nearby. Just to update you on a report we got a little while ago, about an hour back at 7:41 p.m. local time, law enforcement reported a significant debris flow just west of the Red River ski area in Taos County, New Mexico. This mudslide has completely covered State Highway 38 at mile marker 9, forcing the closure of both lanes. As of now, there is no estimated time for when that highway will reopen. We'll continue monitoring the situation for any changes. All right, y'all, let's get a check-in on Tropical Storm Gil out in the eastern Pacific. As of the latest advisory, Gil is located at latitude 13.5 north, longitude 117.2 west, with maximum sustained winds around 50 miles per hour. It's currently moving west-northwest at 13 miles per hour. The forecast shows Gil strengthening over the next 24 to 36 hours. And it is expected to become a Category 1 hurricane by Friday evening with peak winds around 85 miles per hour. After that, it's forecast to move over cooler water and begin a weakening trend. The good news is Gil remains far out at sea and is no threat to land. All right, so the SPC has updated their outlook for the rest of the night, and here's the breakdown. The main focus remains on the central high plains, where there's a slight risk. That's a level 2 out of 5 for severe storms. This covers parts of northeast Wyoming, the Nebraska Panhandle, and into northeast Colorado. Cities in this slight risk include Gillette and Sheridan in Wyoming, Scottsbluff in Nebraska, and Sterling and Fort Morgan in Colorado. The primary threats through the evening will be some hail and strong, potentially severe wind gusts. This activity should start to weaken later on tonight as the atmosphere stabilizes. We also have a marginal risk on the east coast for southeast Virginia. This includes places like Virginia Beach and Norfolk. A couple of strong storms could produce some localized wind damage this evening before they weaken or move offshore later tonight. So, 2 distinct areas to watch for the next few hours. All right, let's see what's happening with MPD 0837 we talked about earlier. That's for everyone in western New Mexico and southern Colorado. As expected, those thunderstorms are basically parked over the region, just crawling along and dumping rain. We're still seeing rates over 1 inch per hour, so that flash flood threat is very much alive and kicking, especially for the usual suspects, like dry washes and valleys. Stay aware out there for the next few hours. Breaking news from the National Weather Service. A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for southwestern Powder River County in southeastern Montana, including the community of Sinnett, for the next 1 hour and 5 minutes. This storm brings a threat of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail, which could cause hail damage to vehicles and wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. If you're in the affected area, seek shelter inside a well-built structure and stay away from windows. Additionally, be aware that torrential rainfall is occurring and may lead to flash flooding, so do not drive through flooded roadways. Just in from the National Weather Service, a flash flood warning has been issued for southeastern Dona Ana County in south-central New Mexico, including the community of La Union. This warning is in effect for the next 1 hour and 50 minutes due to life-threatening flash flooding. Remember to turn around, don't drown. All right, y'all, let's get an update on that ongoing severe thunderstorm warning. It's still in effect for southeastern Adams County here in Colorado. This storm, it's pretty much just sitting there, stationary about 7 miles southeast of Leader or 30 miles south of Fort Morgan. The big concerns here are tennis ball size hail. Yeah, you heard that right. Tennis ball size and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That means if you're outside, you could get hurt. And we're talking some serious damage potential for roofs, siding, windows, vehicles, and trees. This warning is slated to expire at 9 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, so you've got about 19 minutes left. For the approximate 14 people affected in those mainly rural areas of southeastern Adams County, please, if you're outdoors, get inside a well-built structure and stay away from windows. And remember, heavy rain is coming down with this, so if you see flooded roadways, do not drive through them. Turn around, don't drown, y'all. All right, let's check back in on mesoscale precipitation discussion 0838, the one blanketing parts of the Pacific Northwest. And yep, those storms are still just sitting there, not in a hurry to go anywhere. They're dumping some serious rain, up to 2 inches per hour in some spots. With all the recent burn scars in the area, the potential for flash flooding is definitely still the main concern. Looks like this party will keep going for the next few hours, especially from northeastern Oregon into western Montana. Stay alert out there. Okay, checking a camera in Chesapeake on I-64. The roads are looking very wet from the rain, and there's a nearby flash flood warning in effect. All right, so that flash flood warning continues for parts of southeastern Virginia, including the cities of Chesapeake, Norfolk, Portsmouth, Suffolk, and Virginia Beach, plus south central Isle of Wight County. This warning affects approximately 1.1 million people in areas with major universities like Old Dominion and Norfolk State. Doppler radar shows heavy rain still falling, with an additional 1 to 2 inches possible. So flash flooding of streets and low-lying areas is ongoing or expected for another 2 hours and 19 minutes, until 1 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Just in from the National Weather Service, a new flash flood watch has been issued for Chelan, Ferry, Okanogan, and Stevens counties in north central and northeast Washington. This watch is for the potential of flash flooding and debris flows over burn scars, in effect from Friday morning through Friday evening. Just in from the National Weather Service, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for eastern Sheridan County in north central Wyoming. This warning is in effect for the next 46 minutes until 9:30 p.m. MDT. Forecasters are tracking a severe thunderstorm located about 37 miles east of Sheridan, moving southeast at 20 miles per hour. This storm is packing ping-pong ball-size hail and damaging 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, capable of injuring people and animals outdoors and causing significant damage to roofs, siding, windows, vehicles, and trees. Areas like Clearmont, Leiter, and Arvada in Wyoming are impacted. Just in from the National Weather Service, a flash flood warning is now in effect for Bernalillo County and south central Sandoval County in New Mexico, where heavy rain is causing flash flooding of creeks, urban areas, and roads. This warning is in effect for the next 3 hours, until 11:45 p.m. MDT. Breaking news out of Fremont County. We're just now getting word of flash flooding in Cannon City. This report is from 8 p.m., confirming 3 to 6 inches of water on the road at North 9th Street and Meadows Avenue. We'll bring you more details as they become available. Just to update you on a report we received about an hour ago from Taos County, New Mexico, at approximately 7:41 p.m. local time, law enforcement reported a significant debris flow, essentially a mudslide, across State Highway 38 near mile marker 9, just west of the Red River ski area. Both lanes are closed, and there is currently no ETA for when the highway will reopen. We'll continue monitoring this developing situation. All right, y'all, let's do a quick situation check-in and see where we're at. Right now, our weather intensity score, or WIS, is sitting at 40.3. That puts us in the some activity happening category, so things aren't completely quiet, but we're not seeing any major widespread events. Currently, we have 0 tornado warnings, which is always great news. We are tracking 4 active severe thunderstorm warnings, and we have 2 live storm chasers out in the field, giving us some ground truth on what's happening. Now, for the big question, will Ryan go live today? Our live stream threshold is a WIS of 180.25. With a current score of 40.3 and a low daily outlook score of just 23.7, a live stream on this channel is not expected. But the great news is that a video has already been posted on the main Ryan Hall Y'all channel. So if you haven't seen today's forecast breakdown, be sure to go check that out. Looking ahead at the next 30 minutes, the model is forecasting a steady overall decrease in the WIS. The main reason for this is the decay of our camera score, as some flash flood warnings in Virginia are set to expire. We're expecting a few sharp drops in the score, specifically around the 8, 23, and 27-minute marks. Those drops correspond directly to the expiration of some key severe thunderstorm warnings out in Wyoming and Colorado, as well as a severe thunderstorm watch. We might see a brief, temporary little bump in the score mid-forecast, as the model is accounting for the potential of a new, but likely rural warning popping up in the high plains, based on some active mesoscale discussions. So we'll keep an eye on it, but the general trend is downward. All right, so we're still tracking that severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Garfield County in Montana. This warning continues until 9:15 p.m. MDT, which means you've got about 29 minutes left on it. At 8:43 p.m. MDT, a severe thunderstorm was located 13 miles east of Hell Creek Rec area, or 22 miles northeast of Jordan, and it's moving northwest at 5 miles per hour. The main hazard with this storm is golf ball-size hail. That means people and animals outdoors could be injured, and you could see damage to roofs, siding, windows, and vehicles. This warning affects approximately 35 people. For your protection, you need to move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Seek shelter now, inside a sturdy structure, and stay away from windows. If you're out on or near Fort Peck Lake in the Dry Arm area, get away from the water and move indoors or inside a vehicle. Remember, lightning can strike up to 15 miles from the parent thunderstorm. Also, torrential rainfall is happening with this storm, which could lead to flash flooding. So please do not drive your vehicle through flooded roadways. All right, chat, quick scanner check-in. It is plumb wild out in the mid-Atlantic right now. My AI has been crunching over 200 emergency transmissions from the last 25 minutes, and it is an absolute mess out there. Frederick County, Maryland is getting absolutely blasted by high winds. I'm seeing call after call for trees and wires down, blocking roads all over the county. We're talking College School Road, Pixon Road. One transmission even mentioned a branch snapping a high-tension line. Definitely not good. Meanwhile, the rain is causing major problems. Monmouth County, New Jersey, and Baltimore City are getting swamped with flooding. Baltimore actually activated its EOC, that's the Emergency Operations Center, to manage the citywide response. They've even got fire police out in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, just directing traffic because the storm knocked out a traffic light at 44th and Allentown Road. This all confirms we're watching one big nasty system plowing west to east. Every one of these areas is under a flash flood warning, so the danger is very, very real. If you're in that zone, Maryland, Jersey, Eastern Pennsylvania, please stay put. Do not drive through floodwaters, and watch out for those down lines. We're keeping our digital ears on it. All right, checking our camera on I-64 in Chesapeake. Roads are looking very wet out there with a flash flood warning nearby, so drivers need to be cautious of potential water on the roadway. Just to update you on a report we received earlier this evening. Around 8:05 p.m. local time, just south of Gunter in Grayson County, Texas, we have an unconfirmed report of significant thunderstorm wind damage. This is at an RV park on Fox Lane, with reports of multiple RVs being blown over. Grayson County Emergency Management is on scene investigating. We'll bring you more details as they become available. All right, y'all, let's check in on the Rock Creek fire burning near Jordan Valley. This fire has grown rapidly to over 31,000 acres and is currently 0% contained. The most important thing to know is that an immediate evacuation order is still in effect for the Danner Road and Danner Loop area. If you are in this area, please evacuate now. For those who have been evacuated, a shelter is open at the Lions Hall in Jordan Valley. If you have livestock that need a safe place, they can be taken to the Jordan Valley Rodeo Grounds. To make arrangements for either shelter, please call Malheur County Dispatch at 541-473-5125. Okay, checking a camera in Chesapeake on I-64. It is pouring rain out there, making the roads very wet with low visibility, and there is a flash flood warning nearby for street flooding. All right, y'all. Let's get an update on the ongoing flash flood warning for parts of southeastern Virginia. This warning has been extended for Central Isle of Wight County, the city of Hampton, the southern city of Newport News, the southeastern city of Poquoson, and the city of Suffolk. This warning affects approximately 225,000 people. Doppler radar shows heavy rain still coming down, with 2 to 3.5 inches already fallen since early this evening. They're expecting another 1 to 2 inches in just 30 minutes, and flash flooding is already ongoing across the area. Folks, this means small creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses are flooding. The message is simple: turn around, don't drown. Most flood deaths happen in vehicles. Be extra careful out there, especially at night when it's harder to see the water. This flash flood warning continues until 1 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, so that's for about another 2 hours and 8 minutes. Stay safe, everyone. Just to update you on a report we received a little over an hour ago out of Taos County, New Mexico. Law enforcement reported a significant debris flow, that's a mudslide, around 7:41 p.m. local time, just west of the Red River ski area. This has forced the complete closure of State Highway 38 at mile marker 9. Both lanes are blocked, and there is currently no ETA for reopening. We'll continue to monitor the situation. Breaking news. The National Weather Service has just issued a severe thunderstorm warning for north central Shasta County in Northern California, effective for the next 21 minutes. This storm, located near Valmers and about 18 miles north of Shasta Dam, is nearly stationary. It's packing quarter-size hail, which means damage to vehicles is expected. If you're in this area, please move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building for your protection. Okay, so Shadows of Man is sticking around for another month. Thanks for the continued support. All right, let's see what's happening with MCD 1859. This is for our friends in central and northern Wyoming, stretching into far southeastern Montana. The chance for a watch is still a low 20%. So, don't bet the farm on it. Looks like those storms are starting to bubble up right on schedule. They're getting just organized enough to potentially kick out some severe winds up to 70 miles per hour and hail up to 1.75 inches. Things are getting a little spicy out there, so keep an eye on the sky. All right, let's get a quick check-in on Tropical Storm Iona, which is churning out in the open waters of the Central Pacific. Right now, Iona is centered near 13.7 degrees north, 172.7 degrees west. Maximum sustained winds are near 50 miles per hour, and it's moving west-northwest at a quick 23 miles per hour. The storm is dealing with some unfavorable wind shear, so the official forecast calls for some gradual weakening over the next couple of days. The good news is Iona is far from any land and is not expected to be a threat. Here's an update on the Dragon Bravo fire burning near the north rim of the Grand Canyon. The fire has grown to over 105,000 acres and is currently at 9% containment. The most critical information right now is the weather. A red flag warning is in effect for the fire area, with dangerous wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour and extremely low humidity. Fire officials note that fuel moisture is below that of kiln-dried lumber, creating extreme fire behavior. Due to this danger, a mandatory evacuation order remains in effect for the entire North Rim area. If you are in this area, you need to leave. The North Rim is closed to the public. Heavy smoke is impacting the region, including the South Rim. You can check local air quality at outlooks.wildlandfiresmoke.net. Hey, Susie Q. Me throwing you in the ocean? Never. Must be a glitch in the Matrix. Definitely not y'allbot. And thanks for being a member. You're the best. All right, so we're still tracking that flash flood warning for the Hermit's Peak Calf Canyon burn scar in western Mora County, northeastern New Mexico. This warning continues until 11:15 p.m. MDT tonight, which is about another 2 hours and 18 minutes from now. Doppler radar indicates heavy rain is still falling over the burn scar, with flash flooding ongoing or expected to begin shortly, and dangerous debris flows are a significant concern. This life-threatening situation affects approximately 3,075 people in areas including Mora, Cleveland, and Holman, as well as multiple state roads. If you encounter floodwaters, remember to climb to safety and be extra cautious at night when it's harder to see the dangers. Just to update you on a report we received a little over an hour ago, around 7:41 p.m. local time, out of Taos County, New Mexico. Law enforcement reported a significant debris flow, a mudslide, observed a few miles west of the Red River ski area. This has occurred across State Highway 38 at mile marker 9, completely closing both lanes of traffic. As of now, there is no estimated time for reopening. We'll continue to monitor the situation and bring you updates as they become available. Here's a critical update on the Monroe Canyon fire, which continues to be an extremely active and dangerous situation. The fire has grown to over 48,000 acres, while containment has dropped to just 7%. This is due to persistent red flag weather conditions, with gusty winds and critically low humidity expected to continue through Saturday. There are two major developments you need to know about right now. First, a new road closure is in effect. Highway 24 is now closed from Junction 62 North to Junction 19. Please stay out of the area to allow crews to work safely. Second, mandatory evacuation orders are in place for many communities. This includes Burrville, Monroe Canyon, Magleby, Monroe Meadows, and numerous properties on Monroe and Cove Mountains. If you are in an evacuation zone, please leave immediately. Crews are engaged on all sides of the fire, but conditions are making the fight incredibly difficult. Please heed all official warnings for your safety. Susie Q, my favorite cloud watcher, thanks for the super chat and welcome to the Weather Fam. Looks like you're eyeing those flash flood spots, huh? Nimbus usually hoards all the floaties for his data swims, but I'll ask him nicely for you. All right, let's see what's happening with MPD 0838 that we were watching. For everyone in the Pacific Northwest, those storms are still going strong. They're basically parked over parts of Washington, Idaho, and Montana, dumping up to 2 inches of rain per hour. That flash flood threat is still very real, especially over those sensitive burn scars. Looks like this soggy situation will hang on for a few more hours, so stay alert out there. Just in from the National Weather Service, a flash flood warning has been issued for northeastern Jackson County in eastern Arkansas and northeastern Independence County in north-central Arkansas for the next 2 hours. Heavy rain is causing or expected to cause flash flooding. Remember to turn around, don't drown. All right, let's see what's happening with Mesoscale Discussion 0837 we were tracking. Remember, this is for western New Mexico and southern Colorado. Surprise, surprise. Those storms are still taking their sweet time, crawling across the terrain and dumping rain at over 1 inch per hour in spots. This means the flash flood threat is still very much on the table for the next few hours, especially in those dry washes and valleys. Don't get caught napping. Just in from the National Weather Service, a special weather statement for central Chouteau County, Montana, including Fort Benton and Carter. A strong thunderstorm is expected to bring wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and nickel-sized hail for the next 43 minutes, potentially causing minor damage. Just in from the National Weather Service, a special weather statement has been issued for north-central Mahore County in Oregon. Expect a strong thunderstorm with wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and half-inch hail, plus possible blowing dust through the next 30 minutes. Just to update you on a report we received earlier this evening from Taos County, New Mexico. At approximately 7:41 p.m. local time, law enforcement confirmed a significant debris flow. That's a mudslide, impacting State Highway 38 near mile marker 9, just west of the Red River ski area. Both lanes of the highway are completely closed, and there is currently no estimated time for reopening. We will continue to monitor this developing situation. All right, so we're still tracking that severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Sheridan County in north-central Wyoming. The National Weather Service in Billings continues this warning, which affects approximately 300 people in the area. As of the last update at 8:42 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located about 37 miles east of Sheridan, and it's moving southeast at 20 miles per hour. This storm is packing a punch with ping-pong ball-sized hail. That's about 1.5 inches, and wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Folks, this means potential injury for anyone outdoors, and we could see significant damage to roofs, siding, windows, vehicles, and trees. Areas impacted include Clearmont, Leiter, and Arvada. This warning remains in effect for about another 27 minutes, until 9:30 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. If you're in the path of this storm, please seek shelter immediately inside a sturdy building and stay away from windows. And remember, torrential rainfall is also a risk, so please do not drive through flooded roadways. Stay safe out there, y'all. Just to update you on a report we received earlier this evening out of Fannin County, Texas. Around 8:10 p.m. local time, the Fannin County Emergency Manager reported All right, so we're still tracking that severe thunderstorm warning in effect for southwestern Powder River County in southeastern Montana. This warning continues until 9:45 p.m. MDT. The National Weather Service in Billings issued this warning, and at 8:38 p.m. MDT, a severe thunderstorm was located about 29 miles southeast of Ashland, or 31 miles southwest of Broadus, moving northeast at 15 miles per hour. We're talking about hazards here like 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Expect hail damage to vehicles and wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. This warning impacts areas including Sonnet, affecting approximately 110 people. If you are in the path of this storm, you need to seek shelter inside a well-built structure and stay away from windows. This storm is capable of producing damaging winds and large hail. Also, remember, torrential rainfall is happening too, which could lead to flash flooding, so do not drive your vehicle through flooded roadways. You've got about 39 minutes left on this warning. All right, chat, quick scanner check-in. Things are getting plumb wild out there. My AI has been crunching over 200 transmissions from the last 25 minutes, and it's painting a picture of a major storm system blasting across the mid-Atlantic, hitting Maryland, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania hard. Frederick County, Maryland is the absolute hotspot for wind damage right now. We're hearing constant dispatches for trees and wires down. blocking major roads like College School Road and Pixon Road. One dispatcher just confirmed a branch snapped a high-tension line. This isn't just a little wind, folks. This is widespread damage. At the same time, we have a serious flood threat. Belford in Monmouth County, New Jersey, is reporting flooding, and Baltimore City has officially activated its EOC, their Emergency Operations Center, to handle flooding there. They even pulled police off traffic details because conditions are so hazardous. This storm is also hitting critical infrastructure. A major traffic light is out in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, and they're dispatching fire police to handle the mess. And here's a weird one we're watching. Lincoln County, New Mexico, near Ruidoso. We have a ton of official flash flood storm reports on the books, but the emergency scanners are super quiet. That's a bit concerning, as it can sometimes point to communication problems in a serious situation. So the big takeaway is this. If you're in the path of this system in the mid-Atlantic, the threat is real and it's happening now. All these areas are under flash flood warnings. Please, stay off the roads and stay safe. Breaking news. We're just now getting word of a significant hail report out of Garfield County, Montana. A public report confirms golf ball-sized hail, that's 1 3/4-inch hail, fell approximately 40 minutes ago, around 8:30 p.m., 20 miles north-northwest of Van Norman. We'll bring you more details as they become available. Just in from the National Weather Service, a special weather statement has been issued for north-central Shasta County, California, affecting areas like Pollard Flat, Fisher, and Valmers. Expect wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and nickel-sized hail through the next 36 minutes. So if you're outdoors, consider heading inside. All right, so we're still tracking that flash flood warning for the Hermit's Peak Calf Canyon burn scar in western Mora County, New Mexico. Heavy rain is causing life-threatening flash flooding and dangerous debris flows in that area, impacting communities like Mora, Cleveland, and Holman. This warning affects approximately 3,075 people and continues until 11:15 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, which means for another 2 hours and 9 minutes. Remember, if you encounter floodwaters, turn around, don't drown, and climb to safety. Just to update you on a report we received a little over an hour ago. At around 8 p.m. Mountain Time, we got a flash flood report out of Cannon City in Fremont County, Colorado. Social media reports indicated 3 to 6 inches of water covering the road at the intersection of North 9th Street and Meadows Avenue. A reminder to never drive through flooded roadways. We'll continue to monitor the situation in that area. Just in from the National Weather Service. Folks in southeastern Bighorn and northeastern Washakie counties in Wyoming, listen up. A special weather statement is in effect until 9:45 p.m. MDT, warning of strong thunderstorms bringing wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour and penny-size hail. Just to update you on a report we got earlier this evening, around 8:05 p.m. local time, we received a report of significant thunderstorm wind damage in Grayson County, Texas, specifically 3 miles south of Gunter. Emergency managers tell us there's been damage at an RV park on Fox Lane, with initial reports of RVs being blown over. Grayson County Emergency Management is on the scene investigating. We'll continue to monitor this serious situation and bring you updates as we get them. All right, y'all, let's get an update on the ongoing severe thunderstorm warning. This warning is still in effect for north-central Cascade County in central Montana, impacting areas like Great Falls, Black Eagle, Malmstrom Air Force Base, Sand Coulee, and Tracy. We're talking about approximately 71,500 people affected by this. The severe thunderstorm is currently located right over Great Falls, and it's pretty much stationary. The main hazard here is quarter-size hail, which radar indicates could cause damage to vehicles. You've got about 33 minutes left on this warning, as it's set to expire at 9:45 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. For your safety, if you're in the path of this storm, please move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. And remember, torrential rainfall is happening. So be mindful of flash flooding and absolutely do not drive your vehicle through flooded roadways. Stay safe out there, folks. Okay, checking our camera in Canyon City on US 50. The roads are very wet, and a flash flood warning is active nearby for potential street flooding. All right, moving on to flooding concerns for your Friday. The Weather Prediction Center has highlighted two main areas with a level 2 out of 4 slight risk for excessive rainfall. First, for the Carolinas, a strong cold front is going to interact with some very deep tropical moisture. This will fuel thunderstorms capable of producing over 2 inches of rain per hour. The biggest concern for flash flooding will be in the mountains of the Western Carolinas and in urban areas along the coast, where models are showing a high potential for over 3 inches of rain in a short time. Then we have another targeted slight risk over North and Northeast Texas, including the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. This threat ramps up Friday night. A small disturbance could trigger some intense, slow-moving storms. Some models are even hinting at a localized potential for over 5 inches of rain, so we'll need to watch that area very carefully. Elsewhere, a broader marginal risk covers the rest of the southeast and a separate area from Montana to the Dakotas for some localized flooding. Just in from the National Weather Service, a flash flood warning has been issued for north-central Cascade County and southwestern Choteau County in Montana, including Great Falls, Black Eagle, Malmstrom Air Force Base, and Tracy. This means flash flooding from heavy thunderstorms is ongoing or expected, and it's in effect for the next 3 hours. Just in from the National Weather Service, a flash flood warning has been